Hello, in this video, we're going to look at the control panel and another way how you can place orders in the system. So what we've done previously is we clicked the logo, we went through your website, and we showed you how a customer would do an online order. And we recommended that you practice one too, just so you know that experience. But the majority of the time, you will be booking on the control panel. So on the same screen that I'm on right now. From the scheduling tab, you'll go ahead and click the book button. When you do, notice that you get this pop-up with two options. So both of these are available ordering methods. They'll do the exact same thing, which is put an order into the system. And the one that we've done so far is the shopping cart interface. So far, we've noticed that we have these three icons in the bottom left corresponding to the three different pages that someone goes through online to finish an order. They add something to the cart, they fill out their info, and then they pay. So you are welcome to use that method if you like that one better, but we have a faster one that we wanted to show you, which is the single page checkout. So if I click on that, this is all of the exact same information, but rather than span 3 pages, it's just simply put on 1 page. So from scheduling, we have the cart, and then we have the customer info in the middle with our order options and order reminders. Our additional fields, for example, here's where we add comments, notes, or do discounts. And then the pay at the bottom right. Also, just check your account. If you do have this message, please don't process the credit card payment because you will not actually collect that money. You do want to make sure that you have your merchant services set up first before you try to take a credit card payment. So just to show you how this one works real quick, let me go ahead and we'll just add a quick item. Click through the screens, add the appropriate item, and select the date and times. You can edit the item from this screen too. All you have to do is click on it. For example, here's how I do a price override on this screen. I could change this unit to be $100 instead of $135. Or if I selected the wrong date or time, I could click right here in the green area and it'll pop back up with the calendar, and then I can go ahead and reselect it. There's the Add More button if you need to add anything else to the cart. From there, we fill out the rest. Now, only first name, last name, and email are required to place an order. So you can place orders extremely quickly if you're on the phone or it's a busy day, but you do want to try to fill out as much information as possible, especially the event address. For example, if you do not have an address for the event or for the party, it will not pop up on your delivery tab. Also note the Find Customer button here in the middle, just like on the other page. We can search and then go ahead and click it, and that'll pre-populate all of the customer info for us. And you can use the same address checkbox to copy the address from the bottom to the top or from the top to the bottom, just depending on the order that you fill it out. Then here in the top right, we have our order options. Remember, these are the questions that we ask during the online checkout, and they're customizable. And below that, we have the reminders. These are the required disclosures or the additional disclosures that we want someone to agree to in addition to the contract. So if you hire an employee and they're answering the phone and taking orders, you would basically just direct them to come to this page, fill out all this information. Of course, the order options, it's up to you whether they cover them or not. Same thing with the reminders. You might want your employee to cover these if they are placing an order over the phone. Any appropriate comments. So just a reminder, the customer comments, these are public. So these are customer facing. And by default, these show up on the receipt and on the contract. The internal notes, as I'm sure you can guess from the word internal, these are hidden from customers, so they're usually used for driver notes. From there, our general discount and override fields. Just a reminder, you can do a number or a percentage in here. And you can add any notes after the number. Don't do the notes. If I do this, so damaged bounce house, and then 50, this won't work. Just make sure you do the number first and then any notes that you want to add. As you make changes, the pay amount in the bottom right will automatically update for you. You have a checkbox here if you'd like to send a receipt or not. And by default, it does just show the credit card collection box to type in that info. But if you need to change payment amounts, click anywhere here in this gray field where the green $ icon is, or the button where it says options. And you'll get a pop-up with some additional payment options, such as cash, check, whether you would just want to pay the deposit, the full balance, or a custom amount. And then the same do not send a receipt checkbox if you don't want to bill or send a customer that receipt. Also note the submit without payment. That's what we use to just place orders if you just want to put it into the system for testing, or if you're doing business with a customer that's a long-time customer and you want them to pay later on. And of course, you can send a quote too. Just a reminder that quotes do not show on the calendar and they do not deduct from inventory. So a customer would need to activate their quote by paying for it to pop up. If you are frequently sending quotes, there are different reports you can use that'll show all of the quotes. And if I go back to the scheduling, we looked at this a little bit ago. I can click on the active button. This is where we can switch different views of how we see all of our orders. And notice all these options on the right. We could switch to sent quotes. We could switch to incomplete orders, active orders, canceled. Of course, the default is active. These are the orders that I need to get to. But if you are sending quotes, it's good just to check it, or you could use this all events one right here. So anytime you need to place an order, make sure you're logged into the control panel. You'll go to scheduling and you'll go to book. You can use either of these two options. The single page checkout is much easier, so we would recommend using that one, but it's up to you. And then you have the same options to override anything that you need to. You can even overbook if you want to. The system will pop up and warn you, but all you have to do is just continue through the message. And then you have the same options for doing price overrides, searching for customers, and applying any discounts or changes to that order as needed. Thank you so much for watching.